Now he was a scientist as well as a architect and many other things. He was very respected in his field.
Yeah.
And he was known to have a lot of ancient knowledge about different civilizations.
Okay.
So he was supposedly, and I say supposedly because they wouldn't let the so-called documents he found in the Vatican, which is said to have like documents from
everything,
like from way
the first document type shit.
Oh.
No, I'm being dead serious.
I know he is, but
I'm being dead serious. I know how it sounded.
Okay.
I know how it sounded, but I'm being dead serious.
So, from his word, when he was in the in the Vatican, he they was said that he read old, like, I wouldn't say documents, more like literature in the sense of like about actually detailing certain alien species that coincided with different civilizations, like Egypt with the pyramids.
I'm about to say, because they said they was like they were the reason they made them like cat people and lions and shit, because that's what came down.
We going there with it. I believe it.
No, because it actually starts to make sense, because you gotta look at okay, perfect example, the Samaritans.
Okay.
They were supposed was an old like a super old civilization
it was like
before
one of the,
Christ.
Yeah, right. I'm about to say one of the first.
Christ.
Right.
And they were originally primitive beings like cavemen.
This is what I was telling you, that we were gods before we came down to the.
And out of it's more detailed, but in history, like literally out of nowhere, they were creators of language.
This is facts.
All your what's it like, farming,
agriculture.
Yes,
there was
agriculture.
Electricity.
Yes. No. Seriously, they created the wheel.
Are we here today?
They created the wheel. They were one of the first. They were first. Like with the calendar, like to have a certain calendar. And as well as therapy,
they learned
bro.
How to read the sun.
No, they thought of therapy back then. That wasn't, bro. So my question to you guys, do you feel that aliens were a big part of our history? And last thing,
the Samaritans was aliens.
No, they weren't.
Okay,
but they were
listening.
I'm trying to figure out what
they
were.
Bitch, they were the first. They were pretty much the first people. So they seen
with
they seen it with their own eyes.
It said that the aliens had influences over the Samaritans, the Aztecs, the Mayan culture, as well as the Egyptians, and they were said that you could actually see a lot of the aliens in a lot of different pictures and things like that, but there's certain small details to
I was about to say,
them.
They said the aliens was the ones that built the pyramids instead of because they always told us in school
they didn't build it, but I know what you mean. They pretty much were like the engineers.
But I did. That come on with giants and shit. Because they said it was giants.
But from his word, they said all this was detailed. All this was labyrinths, how they was creating mazes. Before, this is crazy, bro. And as well, they said that there was proof of nuclear weapon usage in the city of Babylon. When Babylon fell. So just think about that, bro. If they had nuclear based weapons, however that was. And in ancient times, bro, that's scary. But
supposedly,
no,
I'm sorry to cut you off. It's supposedly, pretty much we kind of self-sabotage ourselves. It was kind of like a reset or a cycle. Supposedly it's been a lot of quote unquote human resets that doesn't happen because it's just civilization to get too far ahead of itself, and it's just us as humans, we don't make the right decision and we always end up. You know what I mean?
That's why I really
COVID.
That's why I never really believed in not believed in history, but I didn't like going to history class. I was something about this shit.
But that's a whole.
How does it just how y'all got pick up from right here? You know what I'm saying? Why we got to start at 1876? You know what I'm saying?
Because they always got in history got to let us know who.
I'm saying what was before that?
Well, they always related. They always related to the Bible, but of course.
And I'm sorry to cut you off.
Well, no, they started history class on some. The first pilgrims and shit.
Speaking
I get what Brian said.
Of the Bible, there's actually
history is U.S. history.
Yeah, there's actually another article.
You're not wrong,
I took world history. You didn't take world history?
Oh, sorry, we was in low income school.
No, I'm glad you brought up the Bible, bro. As well in the Vatican, I was reading on some more stuff about the Vatican. there were actually 18 more books in the Bible that were taken out by the supposedly taken out by the Roman Empire because it didn't fit their outlooks on life.
And can you tag me back in?
The book,
the
book of Enoch.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I didn't want to go there. But.
No, I mean we might as well. We're already here.
And it's in the book of Enoch. Y'all can read it. Like in the book of Enoch, supposedly it was a book that was taken out of the Bible. They talk about
the wisdom of Solomon.
The Nephilims, you know what I'm saying, coming down, all that shit. But besides all that, they speak of a flying crab that left a trail of smoke.
That's what I'm saying.
So that could have been a UFO.
And and also, what else I was reading, there was an incident at the Vatican which was supposedly erased from history.
Okay.
About something like this was supposedly a kind of bronze, orange, golden. I guess you want to say flying, saucer or something of that nature. But they said the documents that they did have were suddenly erased.
Yes.
So that could have been. All that could have been connected.
I noticed. Go ahead, Linda.
If y'all want a conspiracy, I think the world religions
are conspiracy.
Are the ones who orchestrate us not
doing certain shit.
Well, not like verifying that aliens are real.
Yeah.
Because
the shit that we don't know.
Once you prove that extraterrestrials exist or that they've been to our planet before. Bro. Like, that basically debunks a whole bunch of religions that are out there.
Yeah, he said, the guy I was referring to said if he was able to take those documents outside of the Vatican, which they wouldn't let him.
Oh, no.
No, they actually gotta kill him if he tried.
You can't even do that.
I said that would have changed the whole course of humanity.
But it's the point, though. It's just like a lot of stuff like the whole Vatican is just like, man, there's so many, any type of book or any type of important information that ever exists supposedly can be found there. And it's like, it's probably like an endless hall, like a library of everything. You know what I mean? Like
53 miles.
Yeah. Supposedly any type of book, any type of.
When they went in that library,
you got to be
with the owl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I would have think. Something like that.
That's how big that it's called the Vatican Ancient Archives. 53 miles of pure documents, ancient texts, and they can't release a document. I say it has to be over 75 years old. Like it has to be over 75 before they can even release it. So that's crazy. So don't tell us we don't even know anything about it.
Because a lot of people even believe that we weren't even humans weren't even like the first inhabitants of this planet. You know what I mean? Like supposedly I think we had even talked about this before, but a lot of people believe that we were kind of like almost along the lines of like a test type thing, like we got sent here, you know what I mean, in the mixture of whoever sent us here and some other shit, and they was like, okay, let's put him here on this planet, and then they didn't even know when they left us here that it was already inhabited. So come to find out when they came back, supposedly they seen us interacting, supposedly it was already inhabited by, like, a lot of people believe lizard like people, like reptilians. You know, a lot of people believe reptilians because they mostly dwell underground. Like it's supposedly all type of catacombs and
I've heard that
stuff
well.
inside the earth. I believe more of the cat face people.
But you're not wrong. It was just a conspiracy I had heard. You know the Antarctica shit, like the wall.
Oh yeah.
What I heard, and I don't know if it's real, so don't quote me. But like
nobody ever will.
You know the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
What you said, that was us. We came down, broke Pangea and shit. But Pangea was what they just told us it was, and there was more around that. You feel what I'm saying? So all
that's
that
just where
I don't know. What I've seen is completely different than that. Like,
I mean, it's all gonna be different.
It's all gonna be different. So I don't know if that's true. But I mean, there's been like millions and millions and millions of years of evolution too. So
yeah. Which is true also. I don't know. It's just
I believe I believe in evolution, but at the same time
I do.
I believe that at a certain point in our history we were visited by somebody that was more advanced than we were.
Because you gotta look at
basically like left a fingerprint on our planet.
Something
that basically
happened.
Because even scientists say that there's a point in our history where evolution just like went like that and like escalated like 100-something years.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't know how we got so smart out of nowhere.
And that's why I wonder, like, why we start history at 1776? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand that's U.S. history or whatever, but like, even with world history, it's like
you have to
England shit just 1980s and up.
Like, the things you have to explain is always gonna.
What's the first civilization?
Mesopotamia. Yeah, Mesopotamia.
They used to talk about that.
The fourth shit.
Not it up though.
God damn it, fourth millennium.
It was like one of the first cities to like have like running water and
Mesopotamia.
You gotta realize, bro, like they were primitive beings, bro.
I got one. Y'all believe in Atlantis?
I do.
Atlantic City.
I believe in all this shit.
When they
Airrick?
Oh, I don't think it's still active, but I think it's like, you know, it was a place once a time.
No, I believe in all this
water.
shit.
Yeah.
Keep it a buck.
That is true. I think that's been found too.
With Namor and them.
The only reason why I believe so heavily on like
He says
somebody else having a part in certain shit is just because of how precise that shit is. They even say like the pyramids, the way they're laid out, are like precise by like millimeters.
Yeah.
And
that's what I'm saying, bro.
You can barely do that today with our technology. You would need like sonar and fucking satellites and shit to line shit up.
And they didn't have.
But they have stuff like lined up directly that is like hundreds of miles away.
Niggas didn't need protractors.
And let's not talk about, and even if we want to go like a little deeper, like herbal, like the
herbal tea.
No, the lifespan of like of the guys back then, like they would say people was supposedly living like almost 200 years.
Yeah, they were.
Now that could either be like you said, enlightenment of the body, or it could be.
They also say that there was a lot more oxygen in the air.
Yeah, true. But I'm saying like I think they were given like advanced techniques to do that at that time.
That's
like
why
there's
I think
certain
people
things,
was
bro.
giants, because it was like.
They was only eating grass and shit.
I don't feel like people was giants. I just feel like
When
giants. If giants were real, it was just like it was like a different species type thing.
Jack and the Beans.
You know what I mean?
Well, like you said, the Nephilim.
You good, bro?
It was, you
good? I don't know nothing about this.
That nigga they hit a punchline on everyone.
That's what I'm saying. Like you gotta honestly
open your mind, bro.
Because bro, honestly,
no, my mind's right where it needs to be.
I guess
the norm.